Today we're going to be bringing my cheap V10 M6 back to life and making it street legal again. Okay guys, we have a massive update on the M6. You know, in the last episode we accomplished so much. We fixed the last remaining dash light on the car, the ABS, we rebuilt it. Huge task, saved about $5,000 in the process.
Local in the warehouse, if you get it to you in the next 2 days, you're looking at $5,183 after taxes.
By using a $10 junkyard part and rebuilding it ourselves. And we've come so far in this car, you know, fixing that SMG transmission, getting it back out on the road. A ton has happened. And I went to go get the car inspected, and guess what? We just got screwed. I bought it from a junkyard, and in order to get that salvage title made, you need a smog, you need a VIN verification, both very easy, and for the longest time, it was a brake light, headlight inspection. Well, the state of California changed it. So they go through this like 6-7 hour process inspecting every little piece of the car to make sure that it's perfect. And this inspection could range anywhere from $300 to $400. I found the guy who'll do it for $160. As far as the inspection goes, we failed it. And main things are that the rotors have too much of a warp and groove in them. The holes are clogged. The struts are leaking oil, so that won't let it pass. The brake caliper guiding pins were dry and the rubber was melting. Another strut was leaking oil. As you can see, it says strut leak oil. The seat belts, when you extend them all the way out, they don't retract fast enough, which is crazy. They do work, they do their job, it's just not fast enough. So it failed there too. So we're gonna have to fix the seat belts. Windshield wipers aren't good enough, so we're gonna have to replace those. He said the car needs an alignment, which, I mean, I've driven it on the freeway. I don't think it needs an alignment, but either way, these things aren't too major. They're all simple stuff. It just happens to be incredibly expensive. The shocks are about $1,000 a piece. Rotors are a couple grand right there. Am I gonna dump many thousands of dollars worth of parts into this car to get it to pass the inspection? Of course not. You guys know me, I'm a cheap ass. And part of rebuilding this car and bringing it back to life is proving that we can do it on a budget. So far, we're well below $10,000 into this car. We got rod bearings redone, got a brand new clutch. It's basically a brand new car. It's a little used. But so far, we're in this car super cheap, which is amazing for a car that revs to 8,000 and can go over 200 miles per hour. And on top of all that, we're gonna fix the roof, make it look better than ever before. So let's get to work. As far as brakes go, ECS Tuning hooked us up big time with rotors. So we got these very nice two-piece rotors for the rear. We got these rotors for the front. I bought all new pads. We'll be good to go as far as brakes. So big shout out to ECS Tuning, Turner Motorsport for hooking us up. They've been a huge help as far as the M6 goes, and we appreciate it a lot. So check them out. Okay, the first thing we're gonna do is replace the front shocks because they leak a ton of fluids. Now, the shocks are about $1,000 a piece, and there isn't really any good aftermarket ones, and I don't wanna lose that amazing suspension setup, and I want, you know, stock replacements. Well, because they're $1,000 a piece and I'm not made of money, I bought some used ones on eBay for about 170 bucks for both of them, and they're used, but they're not leaking. And I think they have about like 60,000 miles, which is like almost half of what it has right now. So it'll be great. Removing these are fairly easy. It's not too big of a deal. We don't have to change out the springs or anything. First thing I gotta do is take the wheel off. Look at that big ass rotor, which we will be replacing soon. But let's get this shock swapped out first. So how these shocks are connected is you got a clamp on the bottom, and then you got these 3 bolts on the top, like, you know, every other shock. So basically you have, I'm thinking, and I'm not 100% certain, but I'm thinking if I remove the bolts from the top, because there's no weight and everything, this should just kind of drop out. And I could disconnect the bottom one and pull it right out, put the new one in. Part of the reason these shocks are so expensive is the EDC suspension, and that's basically this awesome electronic thing that, you know, makes it ride nice. And there's a little plug that plugs in right here. So we got to disconnect that plug all right here. Disconnect the plug, remove the bolts, and then we can unbolt it. This should come out. Pop that bitch out, put the new one in, or brand used one in, and we should be good to go. Okay, now that the shocks are replaced, it's time to tackle the brakes. I'm starting with the rear real quick. So I gotta pull this caliper off. Okay, bolts out. Caliper is stuck on because of the massive lip on it. So I'm gonna take this screwdriver, jam it in here. There we go. So what I wanna do is tuck this up here. Now it's time to take this off. So I just needed an Allen key. There's 2 hold down bolts. We got brand new hold down bolts, brand new rotor. Look how rusty everything is. It's like this car sat at the bottom of a lake. Okay, there we go. Now, ideally this would slide right off, but it's not gonna wanna do that for me. There we go. Just a little bit of persuasion. And look, you can see the drums for the e-brake on the inside. Now, a normal person would be replacing those, but the e-brake works, so why bother? Look how amazing that looks. Just gotta line up the bolt holes. There you go. Boom. And my hands are all oily now. I'm all oiled up because they put a coating so it doesn't rust. So I'm gonna have to spray it down with some brake clean. These are supposed to be torqued to like 35 foot-pounds, something like that. It's fine. It's once you have the wheel on, it holds it in place. You only really need this, so when the wheel's off, the rotor doesn't come off. That's tight enough. Who cares about torque specs anyways? Okay, brand new pads, rotors are in, caliper is back on. Pretty much good to go. I gotta replace the sensor still, because it broke. But other than that, we're good on the rears. Let's work on the fronts. Okay, this thing's almost off. Allen key right here. As you can tell, the caliper's already off, being held on by a zip tie right now. This is almost done. Just remove this little pin. And that one actually came off pretty easy. Look how fucked up everything is. There we go. Yeah, look how clean this rotor is. A lot of coating that's gonna get rubbed off fast, but overall, a million times better than the old destroyed rotor. Okay, rotor's on, pads are on, caliper's back on. Now I gotta torque it down because we don't want it flying off while I'm going 200 miles per hour. That would not be good. Okay, brakes are all good. I went around, bled everything. Shocks are in. All we have left is we're gonna tackle the roof and just a few other things, and we should be good to go. Quick reminder, you're gonna wanna join the Patreon. You're gonna wanna join now. There's a link in the description down below. And the reason why you wanna join is because we're about to buy a car this weekend. And our Patreon members are gonna help us choose what car we buy. So for those who have already joined the Patreon, thank you guys very much. And we've been shot with a ton of different suggestions so far. So right now, it could be anything. So if you want any say in that, go ahead, join the Patreon. Tell us what car you want us to buy. We're gonna be picking it up in the next 7 days or so. So it's gonna be a fun project. We sold the 335 for $4,000. So that's the cash we have in hand right now. So we're trying to pick up something for $4,000. What are we gonna buy? You could help us choose. So check out the Patreon, link in description. Okay, next up on the list is the seatbelts. Now, one of the reasons why it failed the inspection is because if you pull the seatbelt out, it doesn't retract. Now, there's many reasons why this happens. It could be dirt buildup. It could be, you just need to lube it up, spray it with some silicone. Unfortunately, it's something else. And removing this is a little bit of a bitch, but what we're gonna do, we're gonna modify it so that it works, because we need to pass that inspection so we can get a title. Okay, so first things first, remove this component. I'm gonna have to re-glue that, all the Alcantara right there. So right now when you let go, you can see it's taking forever to retract. Now, I know that the spring is good because if I pull it from this side, it goes right back. So I know the spring mechanism's good. Basically, on this piece right here, this holding piece, the plastic itself over here is cracked, causing it to pinch on the belt, creating resistance, and that's what's causing it to get caught. So, plan of action, and we already did it on the other side, is we're gonna remove this bolt, pull this out, use sandpaper, sand right here, create a little bit more of a gap so that this thing comes in and out easy. We remove this piece. There we go. So look at that. Right now I could test it just by moving this. You can feel a ton of resistance. Shouldn't be like that. It should be pretty easy to move. And then obviously if I tilt it, even more resistance. So we gotta clear up some space. As you can see right here, this is where it's cracked, causing it to pinch the belt. Sandpaper. So now we go like this. Okay, we're gonna spray right here. Lube it up. And that should help it slide. So already we're getting much less resistance. Okay, let's test it out. So pull it. And there we go. Goes right back to where it's supposed to be. We didn't spend the $500 per seatbelt that BMW wanted. Also, we would have had to take a bunch more apart, possibly breaking things in the process. So very simple, easy, $0 fix. Super, this is how it's done. So obviously for most people, if it's just retracts slowly, sometimes you could just spray it with silicone and that will fix it. I tried that on both sides. It wasn't enough. And I noticed that they were cracked and I needed to create a gap so that it wouldn't tighten on the belt. And we did that. It works. Next up on the list. Okay, next up for the V10 M6 is fixing this diff. Now we're having this major issue right now where anytime you go around a corner or in a parking lot and you're just trying to move the car, the rear end is locking up and it just does not want to move. And what's happening is those gears are getting stuck because the fluid in this diff is so old. And I'm assuming this fluid is gonna be just disgusting. So we got 2 drain plugs right here. Okay, I've got 2 brand new drain plugs with brand new seals on them. You don't want to reuse them. We got Liqui-Moly 75W140. This is high quality stuff to put in your rear end. You may know Liqui-Moly makes tons of oil, that's what we use, but they also make all the different types of oils, all the different types of fluids. Any fluid you can put in a car, Liqui-Moly most likely has. And this is some of the good stuff. We're gonna be putting this in that rear end, hopefully getting the gears to move a little bit more freely and get this car back out on the road and doing some donuts again. Now, this exhaust is like right here, way too close to the drain plug. I don't wanna remove it, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw a rag here because it's gonna just spray all over the exhaust. And gear oil, it's pretty sticky. Okay, there we go. There we go. Oh! Damn, it looks like it's already been replaced. That's not good.
Yeah, it doesn't look that bad. Maybe you should need a new diff.
That wouldn't be good. It's time to put the new stuff in. Now I'm gonna show you exactly why I love Liqui-Moly so much. Look at this. I don't have to get some stupid pump. It's built in. So now we're just gonna go right here. So now we just basically pump this stuff in until it oozes out the top. Once it oozes out the top, you know it's full. It's very important that the diff is level for this. Okay, time to torque this down now. There we go. And that's how easy it is. Now what I gotta do basically is go drive in a bunch of figure eights and hopefully we can get that clutter gone. If not, what happens is, because this is a clutch style diff, you just have a lot of wear over time and then there's excessive play and you get what's known as the M clunk. And if that's the case and this doesn't solve the problem, then I'll be needing either a rebuilt diff or something. And I'll probably just buy a used one with low miles. That's probably the cheapest. Luckily, it's pretty easy to pull these diffs out and put the new ones in. And just bolts right here and up here. It's not that big of a deal. I want to take a quick second to thank today's sponsor, Liqui-Moly. With all the cars in our collection, we're constantly changing oil. And we want to make sure that our cars are properly lubricated with the best fluids, and that's why we use Liqui-Moly. Liqui-Moly offers a wide variety of fluids to keep your car in tip-top shape. From engine oil to grease to diff fluid, they've got you covered. When it comes to automotive fluids, they really are your one-stop shop for all your automotive needs. Maybe just maintenance or a full restoration, your car deserves the best. So check out Liqui-Moly next time you're working on your vehicle. vehicle. Okay, next on the list is the wiper blades. This is the easiest part. You just gotta pull these out like that. Ooh, that sound. Sounds like it needs to be oiled up. Unfortunately, this is one of the many things I looked over when I was focused on, fixing maybe the ABS or fixing the transmission or many of the other things to actually make the car run. But here, the inspections are so strict that this wasn't good enough. And I mean, to me, that looks fine, but we got to do it. So brand new wiper blades going on the car. There we go. Wiper number 2 is on. Let's start working on the roof. Okay, guys, it's time to re-clear the roof. Lenny did a fantastic job sanding it down, of course, with a low grit and slowly going up. It took him about 2 hours to just get this entire roof, and look how good it is. It looks like it's already been cleared a little bit. There's already that natural shine to it. We spent a long time cleaning it, making sure there's no contaminants, and now it's time to just spray it. Obviously, I taped off and wrapped everything so that we don't get overspray anywhere we don't want it to go, but with overspray, it goes everywhere. So I'm gonna do just about a few coats, slowly getting everything. We'll see after 3 coats are on, we'll see if it needs more, less, what we need to do. Okay, the roof is dried, plenty of coats. We're about a day into it so far. Now, I know the roof isn't perfect. It never was gonna be perfect because it was just so badly damaged, but it looks a whole lot better now. Now, there is a little bit of waviness. Basically, in about 5 days from now, when it's fully cured, I could go in and cut and buff it and really make sure that it's perfect. But for now, you gotta just let it sit and cure. But you take a few steps back and it looks amazing. A whole lot better than that dried up, crusty, roof that it had. And it's shiny, the sun hits it, it looks nice, and it's just amazing. It's such a unique experience to have this car with that high revving V10 engine, the carbon fiber roof, all suede and carbon fiber interior. This car is just so special to own that you appreciate all the flaws. And part of it's just the age. This stuff doesn't look great. It's a 20-year-old car. It's gonna have those, little spots that aren't perfect, and that's fine. Brand new brakes, brand new shocks. This car, we fixed all the check engine lights on this car, which is actually a very substantial thing because 1, this is like the car that scares everybody. No mechanic wants to even touch this car. And 2, we're a bunch of bozos. We have no formal training. We're YouTube mechanics. And we started with classic cars, which are super easy and, a monkey could learn. So to dive into my first Beamer, the most clapped M6 on the market, I'm really proud of what we've accomplished. And that's partly thanks to you guys. With that said, while we were painting, we kind of fucked up a little bit. I taped off the perimeter of the roof, but I didn't tape off the whole car like I should have, because with those clear coat cans, you get tons of overspray all over the place. We got a lot of overspray right here on the windshield. You can feel it, it's all rough, terrible. We got some on the paint too. I'll have to remove that, that's easier. Unfortunately, this doesn't want to come out. Luckily, we got the G-Technic Perfect Glass. Now, this is designed for making sure that you have crystal clear glass. One of the most important things, in my opinion, when cleaning your car is having a clean windshield, because you need to be able to look through it. Nothing's more obnoxious than having all the bird poop stains and water marks on your windshield. So that's what this does. But I noticed it also really actually helps with clear coat overspray. So if you get a cheap paint job and you got some clear coat overspray, this is the product for you. Look at that, it just pulls it out. Really soak it in. Yeah, they probably never designed this product with clear coat overspray in mind, but it actually works really well. This stuff is just designed to really clean the windshield, and it pulls it right out, which is fantastic. It's also smooth too. I don't feel that clear coat feeling anymore. Well, I can't believe we did it. We got this car street legal again. A lot more work than I initially thought. But once again, moral of the story is that when you fail, when you get kicked to the curb, you gotta always get back up, punch harder, stand stronger. And I know a lot of you guys probably have project cars sitting on jack stands right now or under a tarp. Get it back out on the road. You can do it, I believe in you. About a year ago, I was being a little bitch and I gave up on this car, and I'm so glad that we got back into it. We got the car running, and now for really cheap, I've got a V10 Supercar, and it's pretty much restored at this point. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you smash the like button. If you haven't yet, check out our Patreon, bonus content out there, and we're about to buy another car, and our Patreon members get to help us pick what car we're gonna buy. So go check that out. There's a link in the description down below. Stay tuned. Once we get those plates, we're taking this thing out on the road.